Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We'll be diving right into our interactive session. Today, we're opening the lines to discuss a topic that has stirred debate across Nigeria. Ambassadorial appointments under President Tinubu, and the question many are asking, is political compensation a bad thing? Now, since the Tinubu administration began, Nigeria has gone more than 2 years without fully appointed ambassadors, leaving key diplomatic positions vacant. Now, the recently released list of nominees has reignited public conversation about balance, equity, and whether these appointments reflect a commitment to national inclusion or reveal emerging patterns of regional or political favoritism. Now, the statistics speak for themselves. Out of all nominees, 11 are from the Southwest, almost double or more than any other region, while the South-South received only 3. Observers argue that this is not just a number issue. Ambassadorial positions carry symbolic weight. Now, ambassadors represent Nigeria as a whole, not individual states or regions, so appointments are expected to model unity. Now, when one zone dominates the list, it can send the wrong signal, especially in a country where federal character was designed to prevent concentration in power. Now, critics say this underrepresentation feels like a deliberate deprioritization, while defenders of the administration insist professional competence, experience, and diplomatic needs guide the selections. But the absence of transparent criteria has left the public questioning the process and feeding perceptions of bias. Now, this morning, we want to hear from you. Should ambassadorial appointments be used as political compensation, or does that risk undermining fairness and national unity? Make sure you call us in and share your thoughts as we explore whether Nigeria's diplomatic selection reflects balance, merit, or bias. The numbers are displayed right on your screen. Make sure you call us in so that we can hear your thoughts. At this point, a lot of Nigerians would continue to argue or wonder why it always goes towards this direction. At a point, there were appointments in the government just of recent, and a lot of Nigerians, especially in the north, complained, and the south, saying that there were no people from the region, or not a lot of people were represented from the region. And now this is here, and a lot is being said when it comes to the division of these ambassadors towards this region. But at the end of the day, as it is being said, this position is quite important and quite critical when it comes to serving Nigeria. And a lot would ask, is it quite right to push through and give appointments based on political affiliations? We have our first caller this morning. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, Hauwa. How are you? My name is Adi. I'm calling from England.
Good morning, Ajay. Thank you for joining us this morning. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing too?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Go ahead with your thoughts.
It's political conversation about thing. No, it's not about it's a good thing. Politics is about interest. People who go to politics, they spend a lot of money. And it's about interest all over the world. So you are in the politics to gain something. So that's number one. Number two, regarding the list of the ambassador something, to me, I have nothing against it because we've entered our votes to the National Assembly. So whatever they do, I agree with it. If they say it's not okay with me. If they say it's fine with me. Because those are the people we elected to speak for us and to act for us. Because everybody cannot be talking.
All right, I believe we lost Ade. All right, he's still with us. Go ahead, Ade.
So it's enough for the National Assembly to vet the list. If they say it's okay with them, then it's okay with us. Because we elected them to decide for us. So that's my own. But regarding the maybe we have 5 from somewhere and 10 from somewhere, it's up to the president. You know, one thing I've said about Nigeria is that if you are in a position, the people that you will employ will be from your area. Buhari did that for 8 years. Everybody was shouting, he liked to work with people that he can trust. So the nepotism, he started it. So this time around, I can't criticize Tinubu because this is some opportunity to do whatever he wants for the next 4 years. So regarding that, an ambassadorial list is just to me, it's very important, but you can't. It's not a place you can embezzle money. No, it's not possible because you are in a foreign country. You have to look for money even to run your embassy. I go to my embassy here all the time, so it's not an easy place. So if it work, it will brain work. So if people if are not qualified, if they put them there, you will see the result quickly. You know. But what I observe is that whenever they put some people in position, most especially locally in Nigeria, the first thing they are trying to do is to acquire something for themselves, which is, I feel, is not good enough. You know, think of the interest of the common people that you are sent there. I was watching Nigeria television this morning, and I saw it there, $490 million from the EFCC to Malami, and they seized his passport. That's somebody Buhari trusted with our law. And look at it now. Fortunately, Buhari is no longer with us. And look at it now. $490 million. When he was there, we will be praising him. So these are common in Nigeria. But one day, I know one day, might not be our time, but we might have gone already. I don't know. We that are 70 have gone. But people younger will witness that Nigeria will be better when you watch the video and the social media and see all these things, because it's saddening my heart. When you are there, you acquire money that you cannot even finish. What's the essence of that? So, but anyway, let's be praying for our country. To me, this list is up to National Assembly. If they say it's okay with me, because we submitted our sovereignty to them. Let them decide for us. That's my hope. Good morning and happy new month, happy new week. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Ajay, for that. Now, looking at this particular issue, we understand that at some point Nigerians would say, yes, in the past administration, this has been done. And in this, I do not blame him. But at the end of the day, just because it was done before doesn't mean that it is right and it is okay. And when seeing the ambassadorial list and understanding that at this point, out of the 32, we have non-career and career ambassadors. We have about 15 career ambassadors and about 17 non-career ambassadors. And understanding what that designation is, a career ambassador is one that has dedicated his life to, foreign affairs service to the country, while non-career ambassadors are those appointed politically, and they can go after a tenure of that leader or president or whoever that appointed them after their tenure, while career can extend and stay all the way to the end. But does this mean that they should put people that are quite politically affiliated due to political reasons? But let's take our next caller. We have Shatima Yakudima calling from Maiduguri. Hello, good morning, Shatima. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Hauwa. Good morning, Trust TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is Shatima Yakudima calling from Maiduguri.
Good morning, Shatima. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Well, we can say thank God because this is a very vital appointment, which it is helpful, especially to people in diaspora, because of this delay. But our surprise is what hold the government not to appoint ambassadors for 2 years. This is something that never happened. It never happened. This is the first time. And these ambassadors, they are very, very vital. They are very, very important, because whatever happened to you in a foreign land, the best body that you approach is that embassy, that embassy, and it was ambassador that will attend to you. What we don't know what delayed this, but they say better to be late than never. We also say it's a welcome development. But in terms of the that selection, we see clearly. Even though we know what is happening in Nigeria, every leader come, he used to romance his people in terms of the appointment. Like what Ade says, that's the people that he trusted, we agree. But where can you place that federal character? That federal character is come as a equity, not to dominate one side, not to dominate the other side. But honestly speaking, the doctrine of federal character have been preached here. Honestly speaking, no doubt about that. But we as they have released the list, as if the Senate agree, then there is nothing we can do. It's for us to wish them well, and we are hoping they should play a fair card, a fair play, so that they should not be like the way they come in. But in the exercise, is discharging their duty, they should be fair. That's the only time. That's the only thing that we are expecting from them. And whoever God says he will be an ambassador, there's nothing you can do. It is God that is choosing them. So it is welcome development as far as our faith is concerned, and we are wishing them well, and we hope and pray any bad egg among them should be removed immediately without being succeeding in the screening. Anybody that have a bad mind, may Allah remove him there out of that list. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
All right, thank you very much, Shatima, for that. Now, looking at it, you would have to understand that this is a very vital role that needs to be played. There are gaps that need to be filled. But the question is, those nominated, are they capable? Are they viable? Do they have the capacity, as well as them being able to fill those gaps that was created for the past 2 years? And at this point, I hope the Senate would look intricately through those names that have been given to them and, sift through and analyze if they are capable of doing what they need to do. Because at the end of the day, leaving that huge of a gap for Nigeria, between other countries, not having representation is quite important to understand, especially in other vital areas like the ECOWAS, the United Nations, UNESCO as well. And having to understand that putting the right people at the right place would be very, very important for Nigeria, knowing that it would bring about some advantage and understanding, a proper two-way relationship with other countries. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
My name is Mr. Plateau State.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I would like to. All right. I would like to.
Can you please turn down the volume
concerns
of your TV set so that we can hear you clearly?
Yeah. All right.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead.
It's all right. I would like to register my concerns, or should I say my own take on the recent announcement by the tinubu-led administration about their intention or about the set published for ambassadorial nominees. The truth of the matter is that in the diplomatic community all over the world, it has shown that, or experience have shown that countries nominate people of impeccable that can add value not only to their country, but their ability to represent their country wherever they are designated, whether as a consul general or as an ambassador designate. It may interest you to know, and Nigerians to know, that the present administration has decided to nominate quite a number of people, although this has thrown a serious debate in diplomatic circles and also pundits on whether the Tinubu administration is sensitive to the plight of Nigeria, most especially now that our collective our collective integrity as a country has been questioned by the so-called West and other places like that. But going forward, I think, in my own opinion, the Tinubu administration should have a review of the list and see and make an appraisal of people that they know are not only even the ones that have diplomatic background. They should vet them and see, are they people of impeccable character? Can they be able to, because the world has changed. Before now, you designate people, but now the way the world is going, you must advertise your country wherever you are and represent your country. So in a short, what I'm just trying to say, they should look for credible people. There are a lot of credible Nigerians with good CV that can be able to give their best. Anyway, I wish them the best of luck. But this is just my take. Thank you, madam.
All right, thank you very much for that, understanding that it is an important role to play for the country if being appointed an ambassador to other countries. At this point, it is quite necessary to be able to have that leading character, as the last caller mentioned, impeccable character, to be able to carry Nigeria, because you are a representation of Nigeria wherever you are, and it is quite important that they are sifted through these nominees and looked at and made sure that they are the right representation, as well as bring what Nigeria needs to fill those gaps that were created diplomatically. All right, we have our next caller. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abakaliki. Osulofare calling from Abakaliki, Abon State.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, my own contribution or my own discussion about this thing, what I want to say is that this nomination list or this nomination position would have been done before now. At least this is getting up to 3 years of this administration. Because those people are people that are representing us, helping us in outside Nigeria. It's not like this genocide state. At least if we have something like ambassador in America, and we have been able to tell America what is happening in Nigeria. Because it's his own duty to give information about what is happening in Nigeria. Even those who go into different countries are to represent Nigeria, to give information about Nigeria, so that Nigeria will not be misrepresented. But what is that? This administration, I don't know whether they like this or not to spend money. Like those were also like program of this Empower and those things that was in the other side helping people. They don't hardly like to spend money. Maybe they don't want to spend money in paying those ambassadors. I don't know whether it is because of that. Otherwise, those people who have been appointed before now, that they would now represent Nigeria, so that Nigeria will not be represented in terms of misinformation. And I'm trying to say that I'm not talking about in terms of quota. That 11 or this and this quota. It's an English now. It's the person that you appointed them knows what to do. He's a man of all, who can decide everything. Then what I'm trying to say is that it's wrong. If you appoint those people, it's too late. Because Nigeria, those people who have been the misrepresentation about Nigeria is because we don't have a pattern in different places. People have a pattern in different places. When you say negative of Nigeria, the ambassadors will be able to see you what the Nigeria is all about. The real of Nigeria, not to represent Nigeria. And they should do everything on time. And they make sure that the other programs that we fought for is available in Nigeria to reduce other things that will be making Nigeria to be so hot. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. Now, we're still on the topic of ambassadorial appointments under President Tinubu, and the question still remains, is political compensation a bad thing? Having to nominate people or ambassadors for a position due to political affiliation. A lot of Nigerians have continued to complain throughout time, past administrations, as well as this particular administration. But having to understand that, is it all right for people to be compensated due to an allegiance or relationship with a particular government? Is that all right? Or is it very important to nominate or give appointments to people who are capable, who have the capacity and can be able to shoulder that responsibility. We're still waiting for you. Make sure you call us in. We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you cannot call in, send us a WhatsApp message. We'll read out your thoughts. And all right, we have another call on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning. This is Joseph calling from Enugu.
All right, Joseph, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I am enjoying your program.
Thank you very much.
The most important thing about ambassadorial appointment is competence and ability to represent us very well. It is not everybody that has that capacity and competence. In fact, I would even suggest that those representing us will be career ambassadors. These are the people that have been trained and they know the protocol and they know the etiquette of being an ambassador. We have a lot of Nigerians whose character we cannot attest to because of political convenience. They are being appointed. Some of them will go and mess us up because we know we're Nigerians, we know our character, we know ourselves. So, in my own thinking, and I feel that, in fact, we should be more concerned with what we call career ambassadors. They will represent us more. You see, somebody like Mahmoud, that just finished the election and being the chairman of INEC, people are not so comfortable with the appointment of Mahmoud. They are feeling that there is a payday for him as they are compensating him for rigging the election, helping to rig the election of 2023. So a lot of people are not so comfortable. Somebody like Fani Kayode that talks from two sides of his mouth. A person like that is not a character that should represent us in a foreign nation. Because when you see American ambassadors, you know they are competent people. They know how to talk. They know how to package themselves and they know how to package America. You know, most of our people are interested in making money, want to make money. So that's my own contribution. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Joseph, for your contribution. Now, understanding this particular issue, having Nigerians have some specific reservations with some of the names on that list, but understanding that there has to be a person that would represent Nigeria and bring Nigeria a lot of advantage and benefits when it comes to, you know, diplomatic relations, and not knowing the capability of some of the people that are nominated, Nigerians would have their reservations and would have cold feet when it comes to sending those people to represent the country. And while representing the country, you would have to shed a bright light on and a positive light on that country, so that you would draw in investors, you would draw in a lot of things like tourism, you would draw in something that would boost the country, taking it to greater heights. And having to understand that there are categories when it comes to this appointment. We have, as I mentioned earlier, the career ambassadors as well as non-career ambassadors, and looking at it, having that figure, the non-career ambassadors higher than that of the career ambassadors who have lived their career life serving the country in international relations, you would have some kind of, I would say, confusion to understand why it would be so. So that is one of the reasons a lot of people would make mention of political compensation. But at this point, it is very important, and we would have to wait and see how it really pans out when the Senate looks at this list, analyzes it, and sifts through the names, making sure that they do, at the end of the day, give Nigerians what they deserve when it comes to international relations. All right, I believe we should have a lot of WhatsApp messages, but you can still call us in. We'd like to hear your thoughts. The numbers are still displayed on your screen, and we are still discussing the ambassadorial appointment under President Tinubu. Do you think that political compensation is a bad thing? So make sure you call us in and share your thoughts. All right, having to understand this is quite intricate, but hoping that it would be for the benefit of Nigerians at the end of the day, having that particular gap being filled, as well as changing the narrative as well for Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians would say that it is due to the fact that there is that gap that has been there for very, very long, that has created this narrative of Nigeria not being able to carry itself in other places, as well as a declaration by the United States as well. But let's look at our WhatsApp messages this morning. We have a WhatsApp message from Nandi Betty, and Nandi Betty says, good morning, Trust TV. From the list recently published, one can observe that political compensation during this dispensation is being taken too far. Now, due to the track record of most of the nominees, Nigeria's integrity will be at stake in the international community when some of these persons are cleared by the Senate and eventually deployed. In diplomatic circles, serious nations bring out only the best to represent them. In addition to the skilled nominations, the list falls below expectation. Thank you very much, Nandi Bete, for that. All right, we have another message. We have another message from Adamu Muhammad Usman, and he's writing from Kafung Hausa in Jigawa State. He says, good morning, Trust family, and good morning, Nigerians. The issue of ambassador's appointment is long overdue. It should have come long ago, at least 2 years ago, but till now, though it's better late than never, but the delay has caused some setback in the Nigerian nation, like the President Trump's threat to Nigeria. Also, the appointment of the ambassadors will definitely reduce unemployment because many may get engaged in getting work within the country and in the globe. As the question goes, ambassadorial appointment, is political compensation a bad idea? Compensation isn't a bad omen in many respects, not to talk of in political circle, since politics is done for benefit and to progress. You can compensate. My big argument here is on 2 points. The appointment is not fair and balanced because part of the country is marginalized. Why should it be like that? Most of them, 70 to 80% of them were former this and former that. Please, why recycling Nigerian appointments instead of reselecting fresh blood and other Nigerians with wisdom and talents? I am lost. Well, I wish the appointed ambassadors well and all the best. May Allah help, protect and guide them all right. All right, thank you very much, Adamu Muhammad, for that. I believe we have another message from... All right, let's take our next caller before we read our WhatsApp message. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Can you please turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear you clearly? Do you still have our caller? Hello? All right, I believe we lost our caller. Make sure you call us in before this segment ends so that we can hear you. All right. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Can you please turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear you clearly? All right, I believe we lost our caller. Make sure you understand the rule of engagement. While calling in, make sure you turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear you clearly and your point can come across quite clearly. All right, we have another caller. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What is your name and where are you calling from? I believe we don't have that caller on the line. Make sure you call us back. We would like to hear from you. All right. Looking at this, we have another message from... All right, we don't have a name here, but make sure you send your name attached to your message while sending in your message. This says, I think the presidency wants to push certain people out to Nigerians that all their ranting and criticism was for their stomach infrastructure, the likes of Reno, Femi, et al. All right, thank you very much for that. Having to understand, both angles, both perspectives when it comes to politics and when it comes to the intricacies of nominating or appointing ambassadors in Nigeria. Looking at it, it is understandable that some might be given this nomination due to political affiliation, but at the end of the day, you have to look at the bigger picture. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm Frank. I'm calling from Enugu State.
Good morning, Frank. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. We have seen the discussion today about Ambassadorial appointment. Well, a lot of people have spoken.
All right, can you speak up so that we can hear you clearly?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
I said a lot of callers have spoken well. Both Shetima, both Dave from London, they have all spoken it well.
All right.
Our major concern is that it seems the government of the day and even the past government, they keep on recycling the past leaders. So I wonder what some persons that I see their pictures in that screen, what they're going there to do. Someone like Ifeanyi Ukwan of Enugu State and Okezi Bazu of Abia State. All these people are certificated with funds. Even Professor Mahmoud. I wonder what is there to do. So these people should remember there are some people who have that capacity and the quality of representing people of country and another country. Not because this has been this or former that. It will not make headways. Some of these people, when they get themselves, for you to affect their office or for them to come and attend to some people coming in from another country, for another country, it's always a problem. Let us give chance to some young youths, men and women that are upcoming, who knows what it takes, who knows that Nigeria is suffering, who knows that our reputation at stake internationally, so that they can make that current and competent amendment, so that our face can be seen in the globe, shining, not the way we are being addressed. Like some of us that are regular callers in this studio are taking a contribution through messages and WhatsApp about those. We are ashamed of so many messages we are getting from international community concerning Nigeria. God bless us and bless Nigeria. I wish those who made it to be there happy stay in their career, and I wish them in the movement. If Senate says that okay, there's no problem, let us be watching and be seeing that. I believe in what they say. One day in life, God will hear our prayer and make it a meaningful change in Nigeria. God bless and God bless us.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. It seems like a lot of Nigerians are tired of seeing a repetition of the same faces, having to see a form of this become given a new appointment, even just a couple of months back when it came to our political parties, when it came to those vying for positions, a lot of Nigerians have called out and said that why are we not seeing new faces, fresh blood on the scene? But to some extent, there are some people that have the capabilities that cannot be replaced, and they would have to continue to utilize those people to get what they can give to the country. But then at the end of the day, we still have to look at the other side and understand that there is a limit to everything, understanding that there have to be a broader space given a chance to other people to shine, to show their potential as well, and to show what they can do for Nigeria. But at this point, we have to understand and, dissect everything, knowing that on one hand, these appointments that are given to people might be due to political affiliation, but even if it is due to political affiliation, are they capable of doing the job and doing it very well, making sure that Nigeria is in the right hands, represented properly in other countries, in the countries that they are being deployed at this point? We'll have to wait and see what prospects they bring for Nigerians, as well as the the international or the relations between other countries. And at this point, it is very important to have ambassadors, especially for Nigerians in diaspora. I feel like they would be in a limbo, not knowing or understanding that having an embassy in other countries and not being able to have an ambassador, just probably someone to be in charge, like a charge d'affaires. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Please, my name is Mujtaba San Aliu. I'm calling from Kano.
Good morning, Mustafa. Go ahead with your thoughts.
It's a pleasure being with Trust TV. I want to commend and congratulate those patriotic and... Hello?
Yes, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I would like to once commend and appreciate those Nigerians who have spoken sincerely and honestly about the personalities that we are seeing on this ambassadorial list. While one has no objection to any Nigerian being given appointments to represent us internationally, but to be fair to our country, at this point in time, when we are receiving bashings from all angles, at this time when the country is under scrutiny, the credentials of those that are going to be posted as ambassadors should be diligently, conscientiously vetted so that people of honor, credibility, integrity, and sense of national patriotism should represent us overseas. I have no grudge against the faces I'm watching on your screen, but to be honest, they leave much to be desired. Thank you, please.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mustafa. We're still on the topic. Make sure you call us in. Ambassadorial appointments under President Tinubu. The question is political compensation a bad thing? We'd like to hear your thoughts. Make us get your perspective and your thoughts as well. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, we lost our caller. Make sure you call us in. We'd like to hear your thoughts right here on Trust TV. On Daybreak, your voice does matter. So make sure you call us back. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Still on the matter, having to analyze this and looking at, you know, the designation of these we have in the south, whereas we have the south as well as the north as well. Looking at the numbers, we'll see that division. But we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. All right, can you turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear your thoughts? All right, we lost that caller. But again, a reminder as a rule of engagement, make sure you turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear you clearly. All right, we have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel from Yobe State.
All right, could you speak up so that we can hear you clearly?
My name is Emmanuel from Yobe.
All right, thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Thank you very much. Good morning, my sister. I feel what our president did for the presenters. Well, it's not so bad, but you could have bring a new breed. Could have leave all those people out from what I'm seeing in the screen here. Like our former chairman for MS. That kind of person not supposed to be there, and there's some other people where people mention their names on Enugu State and other states. And other places, which bring another state. Because as Nigeria is peace now, Nigeria needs something different. So to represent us in another place. Because our names, our Nigerian names is at stake now. So that's the only thing I wanted to contribute. Could have looked down and bring new breed which are able to represent us very well. There's a lot of people who are better than these people bring to this place. So that's the only thing I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much for that. Having to understand and, you know, look at that list. I see a lot have so much skepticism when it comes to it. Others are saying that some particular names on that list do not have impeccable character. Some are being probed at this point. Some cannot duly represent the country when deployed. But looking at it, we would definitely be hoping that at the last step before confirmation, everything will be gone through, will be sifted through, those nominees will be vetted properly and not automatically, accepted and given their deployment. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
How is the family?
Thank you. They're well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
From Benue State.
All right, what is your name?
From Benue State. My name is Mr. Dachenyejo.
All right, thank you for calling in. Go ahead with your thoughts.
This ambassador is for people from. Somebody like Renu Mokore is not qualified to be here. He's not even qualified to be here. That man is a betrayer.
Why?
He should do Nigeria like him because that man is a betrayer. You think I get Tinubu now? He's not seeking for an appointment in the same Tinubu government. So Nigeria don't need him as an ambassador. They should use another person to replace him. That is one view of it.
All right. All right, thank you very much for that. For all that have not been able to call in, make sure you send us a WhatsApp message so that we can read out your thoughts. Your voice does matter right here. It is quite important to hear the perspective of Nigerians, what they see, what they understand, and how they feel is going to benefit them and the country at large. And at this point, we are at the crossroads, having these ambassadorial nominees, their names being pushed forth to the Senate, and then waiting for a verdict from them, but having to understand if these people that have been nominated are capable of representing Nigeria in all aspects. Would have to wait and see. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Abdusalam Saidu. I'm calling from Zaria, Kaduna State.
Good morning, Abdusalam. Go ahead with your thoughts.
The truth of this matter is this ambassadorial appointment, the list need to be reviewed. Because from all perspectives, people are not satisfied with the list, and we didn't trust the list. Looking at Professor Mahmoud Yakubu and the view of others shows unsatisfaction on him. Of course, people may look at it from a compensation part of view that people are compensating for work done. So in a nutshell, people are not satisfied. They don't trust the list. I think this is just a bit of what I have on the list.
All right, thank you very much for that, Abdusalam. And at this point, it seems like all Nigerians are asking, what happens to capabilities? What happens to capacity? What happens to looking if that person is truly viable for that position, irrespective of affiliation, irrespective of how much you've contributed to probably a present government? The question is always, when will we stop? When will it be just dedicated to the capabilities of that person, to what they can contribute positively to the country? All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Hauwa. I'm Usman Santaki, long time.
Good morning.
Usman Santaki, Hauwa.
All right, you're not quite audible at this point.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hauwa, good morning, I say.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Usman Satraki calling from Yola.
Good morning, Usman Santaraki. Thank you for joining in. Go ahead with your
Hauwa.
thoughts. Usman, are you still with us? All right, I believe we lost Usman, but make sure you call us back. We would like to hear your thoughts and opinions. As I was mentioning earlier, it seems like Nigerians have come to a point where they only want things to go right in the country. It shouldn't be a matter of a region. It shouldn't be a matter of tribe. It shouldn't be a matter of religion. It shouldn't be a matter of political affiliation. It should just be a matter of capability, viability, capacity in making sure that you bring in the deliverables for Nigeria, making sure that Nigeria is represented properly and adaptly. But at this point, we would have to wait and see what goes on. Are we going to get any switches on this list? But let's take our next caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, I believe we lost our caller. Make sure you call us back. Would like to hear from you. We're still on the matter extension altogether. Is political compensation a bad thing when it comes to the ambassadorial nomination that just went on through the weekend? The names were sent forth towards the Senate and we're still waiting to get, an approval or not. All right, we have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Chief Godike.
Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Plateau State, yes.
All right, thank you for joining in. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. Number one, this man called the former governor of Abia State was accused of building airports that they never saw. He's now going to be an ambassador. Don't they think that the Americans are watching? The world is watching. And people who have double-edged swords are all appointed as ambassadors. Mahmoud is compensated with taking an election. It's not Nigerians are trying. You bring out former governors who have a lot of questions to answer. They are now being compensated as ambassadors. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. We are in trouble. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. I believe we have a couple of WhatsApp messages at this point. This one is from John Ginteri from Jos, and he says, I'm against the nomination of Mahmoud Yakubu. He lacks integrity. Everybody knows that PDP won the last governorship election in Nasarawa State, but INEC and Yakubu rigged the election in favor of the APC. All right, thank you very much, John Ginderi, for that. We have another message from Abdul Qadir Atini Ladan from Bauchi, and he says, good morning. Ministers who are appointed as rewards for political loyalty may feel more accountable to political benefactors than to citizens. All right, thank you very much for that. Looking at this, a lot of Nigerians have a lot to say. When push comes to shove, definitely a lot will come out and talk and give their thoughts and opinions when it concerns them. And at this point, it concerns Nigerians in the country and out the country as well. That gap has been created, and it took too long for those names on that list to be produced and put forth to the Senate for them to be deployed, making sure that Nigeria's international relations stays well and intact. And it's quite important to have good international relations, especially for a country as big as Nigeria, as resourced as Nigeria, as well as having that relationship with other countries, especially when you have relations in the Middle East, when you have the Americas, as well as other designations like the United Nations, UNESCO, and ECOWAS, etc. We have another message, and this has no name. We have no name, but it says, good morning. Please, in the list of the nomination of the ambassadors, why is the Niger State nominate a nominee is one. All right, just one nominee from Niger State. All right, we have another call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you for joining in. What is your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Abdulkadir Hussein.
All right, go ahead, Abdulkadir.
Basically, I want to talk about what people saying about this ambassadorial appointment.
Go ahead.
But to be sincere, me, I don't care what tinubu will do in this ambassadorial appointment. My message is that we don't need this thing, because the only what we need is that, as you know, this Nigerian is every day kidnap this thing, kidnap this thing, kidnap this thing. That's what we need. Let tinubu appoint a police, state police, so that maybe they will reduce this kidnap. That's my message.
All right. Thank you very much, Abdulkadir, for that. Having that understanding that this role is very vital to the country at this critical moment when Nigeria is going through a lot of things when it comes to banditry and kidnapping, that is insecurity, when it comes to education, when it comes to other things, infrastructure, when it comes to our political scene, we have a lot going on, as well as having international relations with other countries. All right, let's take our next caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, I believe we lost our caller. Make sure you call us in. We'd like to hear your thoughts. The numbers are displayed right on your screen. Make sure you pick up your phone, call us in, or send us a WhatsApp message if you cannot reach us. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, do we have our caller?
Good morning, this is Frank.
Good morning, Frank. All right, go ahead with your thoughts, Frank.
All right. I've looked well on that chart. I can see northeast 5, northwest 5, north central 5, southeast east, and south. I think 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Then southwest 11. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay. I'm now questioning. Why is southwest 11? Is it because the president is from west?
That is the question every Nigerian is posing.
See, let us not deceive ourselves. If we say we want to be one Nigeria, there are so many things we should not be implicating every time. When it comes to voting now, they want everybody to become one party. They want everybody to vote for one candidate. Once anything that has to do with your political zone should be represented in that way that the political zones have been created. Any geopolitical zone that are not up to the number they're supposed to be, the nation has to do the needful. The president. Last time I was happy to hear that one seat has been allotted to Southeast to address the agitation of being marginalized. A lot of people were happy with that development. I don't know whether it's still on progress or whether I've forgotten that. It's too much to have 11 in Southwest. What for? What for? When every resource of this country is under the president, why is he trying to let people suspect what he's doing and suspect his governance? Everything, including your salary, my taxation, everything is under the president. Is he teaching us that whenever a person becomes the president, some other times to come, the president can start to give others a geopolitical zone 1 and they give them to their place? It's not proper. Let us think of our national unity. It's more important than anything, more important than wealth. Once we are united, we can achieve a lot. But once we start doing things with sentiment, this is my person. You can see I mentioned a governor from my state. It's not as if I don't want anyone to be represented, but they should look inward and pick another person. Pick another person who has that delicate integrity to represent the Enugu state or represent in Nigeria outside the world. I wouldn't like when I listen to the television and see somebody representing Nigeria, the person cannot communicate and represent what we're supposed to be. It's not proper. People have mentioned Mahmoud severally. I believe by now they deleted him. And some other persons they mentioned. None of us is for us to be appointed. We are calling for this country to be represented well outside the world. Our integrity is in jeopardy. And for that reason, everything we are doing is at stake, and we have to verify it very well. God bless you. God bless television. God bless Nigeria. He should amend that 11 in Southwest. It's very high. If it is 9 or 8, we can pardon that. Amend it. Thank you, Hauwa.
All right, thank you very much, Frank, for that. I believe we have another WhatsApp message. It says, good morning, Trust TV. I'm Wiseman Paul from Delta. I am one of your regular viewers. Based on the topic of discussion, ambassadors should be people with credible character. Some names that are on the list there shouldn't be there. When are we going to get things right? All right, thank you very much, Wise Man, for that. Now, looking at it and all the reactions that we really got from Nigerians, we have to understand that it is important to be mindful of what we do and carry out everything with utmost delicacy when it comes to addressing or doing things in the Nigerians' benefit. All right, we have another call on the line. Hello, good morning. Can you please turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can hear you clearly? All right, I believe we lost that caller, but make sure you turn down the volume of your TV set while calling in so that we can hear your thoughts and opinion clearly. Now, at this point, having to understand that these ambassadors are going to be sent to key areas in the world, making sure that they maintain proper diplomatic relations with countries that are quite important in dealings for Nigerians. All right, we have another caller on the line. We have Abasinkong calling in from Gombe State. Hello, good morning, Abasinkong.
Well, I want to appreciate God that we are alive to see today, December. My prayer is that Trust TV will continue to blossom to the top. And I also want to appreciate Mr. Bala, the Oga Patapata of Trust TV. You will continue to work strong and be stronger in this month, and entire staff of Trust TV. Yes, coming to the point of ambassadorial appointment. Trust TV, I want to really appreciate you for the sensitive job you are doing. You people are so robust, giving us detailed information. Yes, I'm not against the Southwest with 11. My annoyance is that the face of people that I'm seeing are not supposed to be there. Where are the middle class? Where are the downtrodden? Where are the youth? The youth need to be represented. Look at somebody that was a governor before, INEC chairman. What are they going to do there? These people have stolen our money. They don't need to be there. We need young brains that can proper solution, that can represent us well as an ambassador. I'm not against the Bible in which I read tells me I should not criticize what the president does. Mine is to proper solution. The solution I'm saying is that what he has done is right to me. But what I'm saying is that the face is there. We don't need to be recycling them further on. No. What we need to do is to inject fresh blood into the system. Just like what Trust TV is doing. Formerly, we have faces, and now you people brought new faces that we are relating with on daily processes. So that is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these old wagons should be sent away. The president can still do something to it. He can still change them. Thank you, Hauwa. I want to appreciate, trust you. I want to appreciate you. God bless Nigeria. This country will move forward by His grace. I appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Abasin Kong, for your thoughts and opinions. And as always, we know Nigerians are very, very optimistic when it comes to everything. But looking at this list, which includes both career and non-career appointees, with nominees expected to be posted to strategic countries such as the UK, the United States, France, China, India, South Korea, Canada, and to permanent missions like, as I mentioned earlier, the United Nations, UNESCO, and the African Union. We know and understand that this is progress so far for diplomatic relations for Nigeria. But as we've heard, a lot of Nigerians, some are skeptical about those that have been nominated. But these delays in appointments and prolonged vacancies have impacted Nigeria's diplomatic effectiveness when it comes to trade relations and international influence. But I hope at this point, when the Senate is done sifting through all the names on those lists, they will make sure that those deserving, those capable, that have the capacity and viable, making sure that Nigeria is brought to light and make sure that Nigeria gets everything, they benefit from everything, and their deployment would come to pass. All right, that is all we have for this segment. Thank you to all the callers that called in and shared their thoughts